Welcome back to the show. Dr. Ian Smith is best known for his work in the fitness and nutrition world. He's written 15 books.
That's a lot.
8 of them New York Times bestsellers.
That's a lot.
About the shred diet. He went to several prestigious universities, a little Harvard, a little Dartmouth.
No big deal.
This book is his second novel. It is the newly released work called The Ancient Nine, and it's all about male secret societies. And get this, he drew on his own real-life experience.
Love it. We are excited to welcome Dr. Ian Smith back to the Morning Blend. Good to see you.
Hey guys, good to see you as always.
What is up? Thanks for coming back.
What's up? Well, very different content.
Yeah.
You know, we're not talking about health and nutrition, but I've been writing The Ancient Nine since I was a senior in college, 25 plus years in the making. It's based on my experiences in one of Harvard's elite secret societies called Final Clubs. And it's so funny. I was punched, they call it punched or pledged. I was punched for this club, had no idea what these clubs were. In the middle of the night, an envelope got slipped under my door.
No way.
So you're
absolutely chosen. In the middle of the night, envelope, name, room number, no postage, no return address. I open it up, and it says the members of the Delphi Club, president and members invite you to a cocktail party.
Ooh.
With a date and a location. Had no idea what a cocktail party was, by the way. As a 19-year-old poor kid, poor student.
You knew the word cocktail, though.
I knew cocktail, but it was interesting. It was like I had no idea Harvard even had secret societies. I didn't even know that
If I was in
stuff.
a secret society, I would choose you too.
Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. But I am everything these clubs are not. For example, these clubs were started in the 1700s, membered by the most famous people: President Kennedy, Teddy Roosevelt, Franklin Roosevelt, Oliver Wendell Holmes, the Supreme Court Justice. So these very powerful people have been members of these clubs, and I was like a poor kid from the other side of the tracks, and I got invited to this world of privilege, which was just like amazing. And so I wanted to write about what happens to get into these clubs and kind of what happens on the inside.
Well, there's some names. I mean, Matt Damon was in the
He was
Delphi
in my
Club.
class.
He was in your class.
He was in the class behind me in my club. He's in
Okay.
my club. We brought him in the class behind me. Great guy, but you know, Jack Lemmon was in my club.
Yeah.
J.P. Morgan Jr.
Right.
Founded the club, right? So it's a really crazy, heady experience, actually.
Yeah.
So when you start writing about something like this, when I think about secret societies, I think about you getting in trouble for talking about it. So in terms of being able to give some of these secrets away or some of this, I understand now it's fiction.
It's fiction, but it's based on, I say it's based on real events. I didn't ask permission.
Do you get in trouble?
Well, I don't know.
Do you get heard? Have people heard of this yet?
Well, it's interesting. So this is the Harvard Crimson. This is the Owl Club, actually, where Ted Kennedy was a member.
Yeah.
That's the Fly Club right there, where Franklin Roosevelt was a member. And this is my club, the Delphi Club.
This video?
I took it. That's why it's not too great. But you can see the big blue door, which is on the cover of the book. That's my club right there.
Gotcha.
And the interesting thing is, I didn't ask permission. By the way, I figured I'm old enough now that I could do something like this. But the other thing is this. Listen, these clubs have been around for a very long time. And there are a lot of secrets in these clubs, a lot of mysteries. In fact, the Ancient Nine is a group of men who protect the secrets within the club. Students for years have tried to break into these mansions. They're huge mansions around Harvard Square. And students have tried to break in to find some of the treasures, the artifacts. And so this story is about 3 things. One, it's about this student who gets punched for this club. But it starts in 1927. 2 students are trying to break into the Delphi Mansion, and 1 student disappears. That's how it starts.
Is this true? Is that a true part of the story?
I'm not going to give it away. I want
Okay.
people to read it.
Okay.
Okay. But then it fast forwards to the 80s when I'm a student, and the student is trying to piece together this information. There are 2 very famous books at Harvard, amongst others. One is a book that was in the private library, King James I, and the other book is the last book remaining of the John Harvard collection. The other one's burned. This is Widener Library here, but this is that book I was talking about.
Oh, it's
This
beautiful.
book is the last book remaining of the John Harvard collection because all the other books burned in a fire in the 1700s. And this book remained because the student had taken it out from the library and had not returned it in time.
Oh, so
crazy?
like me. Okay, here's what I want to know, because people with secret clubs, you talk about artifacts and books and all this stuff, but what do people do inside secret clubs? Do you have a secret handshake?
Yeah.
Do you dress up?
Your own language?
Do you do cosplay?
Well, we-
dress up
Pig
in
Latin?
costumes?
Well, we do get dressed up. So we have this huge ballroom inside. We have a huge dining hall. There's a staff that prepares meals. We have black tie dinners. We have galas. It's like from another era, literally. And
Is it like drinking and drugs and?
I've never seen drugs, but there is drinking. I mean, it's a full bar. We have a bartender that's on staff for these events. But it's, and grad members come back to the club and participate. There's also a dinner we have in other cities. So we'll say, the off years, we'll have a dinner maybe in New York. And so we go, what's called the New York dinner. So these things are still active as you become a grad member. You're always a member of the club, and they're your brothers.
Do you reference any of the famous members of these clubs in your book?
Yeah, so we talk about some of the famous men. I
Yeah.
don't mention Matt Damon per se, because
Right.
Matt's a friend of mine, so I didn't want to. But everyone knows that Matt's a member of this
Yeah.
club. But there are other very famous members who are in there. And the other thing is, it's a fun story because there's a little love story in there. So the main character falls in love with the dining hall worker who wants nothing to do with him because she thinks he's a Harvard stuffy Harvard kid.
Yeah.
And he pursues her to try to win her over.
Really quick, were you one of the only African Americans during your time in the club, Punch, to be
Yes.
part of it?
One of the issues has been diversity. Very few African Americans. No women in these clubs, by the way. The university has tried to get them to open up or to disband the clubs.
Still to
because
this day, no
Still to this
women.
day, yes,
Wow.
exactly. So, but we got a great mystery. If you go to our Facebook page, it's called The Ancient Nine. You can win $2,500 if you can solve 3 sets of questions related to the mystery inside of the book.
All
The
right.
Ancient Nine on Facebook.
You're great. Love to have you here. Was your
That's
major lit? What was your major?
No, I was pre-med. But I've always been a writer. I've always wanted to write fiction.
Love it. All right. Thank you so much for being here, Dr.
Thanks,
Eden.
guys.
The
Love
Ancient
it.
Nine.